We saw the fundamental way of implementing Java record, and we saw the creation of Java record, which was a basic step that we did. But we need to go more in depth into the understanding of additional feature integration into the Java record. So like here, we can add an additional constructor into the Java record other than the canonical constructor. Canonical constructors are the default constructors which are provided within the Java record. But other than the canonical constructor, we need to add an additional constructor into the Java record. And that's which we are going to see right now. So going back to the same example that we have used in the email record. So here you can see the existence of canonical constructor template. So this area, what we have here in the record class, is what we consider as a canonical constructor. And apart from this canonical constructor, we are also going to have an additional constructor to be added into this record. So what could be the necessity for having an additional constructor is because we need to have some customization of code to be done based on the use cases. So as in this case, what we are going to do right now is I'm going to place another additional constructor. And this constructor style is same as like how we usually create an explicit constructor in a class. So the name of the constructor and the name of the record class should be same. And there exists no return type. And internally into this constructor, we will have a call called this call. So this is a keyword. So we use this keyword to call the same class constructor. Usually we use this keyword to call the same class constructor, and that's what is happening actually here. So this refers to the canonical constructor style. So there is an error, as you can see. This is wholly, it looks exactly the constructor style. It's an additional constructor that we have explicitly written inside this email record class. Now there is an error popped up here. The reason the error is popping up is because this is actually invoking the canonical constructor, but the canonical constructor is having an argument in it, and we are not fulfilling the arguments while we are calling this constructor. So the use case could be like this. There is a requirement where when I want to create an object for this email record, I don't want to force the creation of an instance to carry all these parameters. So I want to leave few things to the default values. So for that, what we are going to do right now is we are going to capture only four major informations. So let's say the mail is coming from, and the mail is going to, and the subject with a body. I don't want to force the mail CC to be added because that need to be kept as an option. So in this case, what we are going to do right now is I'm going to have the string mail to and string mail from, and we are going to use the subject here. That's going to be passed at the time of creating an instance, and we are also going to pass the body of the email. So as you can see, we have captured 4 parameters right now, and one parameter, that is the mail CC, is going to be kept optional. So what we are going to do right now is we are going to pass this mail to here, and then the mail CC is going to be left empty, means we are not going to pass any value to it. The third argument is mail from, so we are going to pass the mail from value, which is going to be passed to this additional constructor, and that's going to be set to the canonical constructor, because anyways at the end we need to pass the value to the canonical constructor, and that's how the object creation happens in the record. So we have passed on the mail from. So then we need to pass the subject. So we are going to pass the subject here, and then we are also going to pass the body. So here what exactly happens is we are passing the values to the canonical constructor by creating explicit additional constructor, and we are using this keyword to call the canonical constructor up here, and forwarding all the 5 parameter values here. Only thing is the mail CC is kept optional, but while we create an object for the record, we are going to create an object which is going to call the constructor by passing only 4 values instead of 5 values. But there is a way to also pass 5 values to directly invoke the canonical constructor. That means you can create an email record object which actually invokes the direct canonical constructor is one way. Another way is we can create an object of the record by calling the additional constructor which carries only the 4 arguments which need to be passed at the time of creating an object of this record, so that internally it will go and call the canonical constructor by the way with the help of this call. And here we are passing all the 5 arguments, keeping the mail CC as optional, so I'm leaving it the empty value on it. So this style of approach is going to be used while we want to set the default values. The use case could be whenever we want to pass in the default values to the fields of the records, then we can think of having an additional constructor to be written, and we can customize the way how we wanted to pass the value, and which field need to be kept optional can be designed within this additional constructor that we write inside the record class. So by this way, you can see the advanced features of using the record. Now we need to see how we can make use of this additional constructor and keeping the mail CC field optional is what which we will be seeing in the next demonstration.